Mwahaha! The richest man!
What if I told you one of the richest men on earth started with one crazy idea? A website that sold books. That is it. No rockets, no billion-dollar warehouses, no Alexa, no Prime. Just books. And in the 1990s, people thought the internet was a joke. They thought it was too slow, too confusing, too risky. But one man looked at that ugly, boring dial-up internet and saw the future. His name was Jeff Bezos. And before he became one of the richest men alive, before Amazon became a company worth over $1 trillion, before he owned a rocket company, before he bought the Washington Post, he was just a guy working a high-paying job on Wall Street. A safe job, a comfortable job, the kind of job most people would never leave. But Bezos saw one number that changed everything. Internet usage was growing by over 2,000% a year. And when he saw that number, he did not see a trend. He saw a gold rush. And he knew if he waited too long, someone else would take it. So in 1994, Jeff Bezos made a decision that sounded insane. He quit his job, packed his life into a car, and moved across the country to start a company that most people thought would fail. His parents gave him money to help start it, but Bezos warned them there was a strong chance they would lose it all. Imagine telling your parents, "Thanks for the money. There is a 70% chance this business dies." That is how risky this was. But Bezos was not thinking small. He was not trying to build a bookstore. He was trying to build the biggest store on Earth. At first, Amazon was run out of a garage. The desks were made out of doors. The team was tiny. The website looked basic, and the company only sold books. But Bezos picked books for a reason. There were millions of books in the world. No physical store could hold all of them, but the internet could. That was the secret. A normal bookstore had limited shelves. Amazon had unlimited shelves. And Bezos understood something most people missed. The internet was not just a new way to sell things. It was a way to destroy the limits of normal business. Amazon launched in 1995, and almost immediately, orders started coming in. At first, it was exciting. Then it became chaos. Employees were packing books by hand. Boxes were stacked everywhere. People were working brutal hours. The company was growing faster than it could handle. But Bezos liked chaos, because chaos meant demand. And demand meant Amazon was onto something. Soon, Amazon was not just selling books in one city. It was shipping books across the country, then across the world. Customers loved it because Amazon had more choices, better prices, and you did not have to leave your house. But here is where Bezos was different. Most founders would have celebrated and slowed down. Bezos did the opposite. He pushed harder. He wanted Amazon to grow fast, even if it lost money. And that scared investors. Because Amazon was not making huge profits. It was spending everything: warehouses, technology, workers, systems, expansion. Every dollar went back into growth. People started calling Amazon a bubble. Critics said it was overhyped. They said it was just a website. They said real stores would crush it. And then the dot-com crash happened. The internet bubble exploded. Companies disappeared overnight. Stocks crashed. Investors panicked. And Amazon looked like it might die too. Its stock price fell hard. People said Bezos had failed. But Bezos did not panic, because he knew something the critics did not understand. Amazon was not built to win 1 year. It was built to win the next 20. While other internet companies were burning money with no real business, Amazon had customers, real orders, real systems, real obsession. And that obsession was the key. Bezos was obsessed with the customer. not competitors, not Wall Street, not looking cool. The customer. He wanted lower prices, faster shipping, more products, better service, easier returns. He believed if Amazon made customers happy enough, the money would come later. And he was right. After books, Amazon expanded. Music, movies, electronics, toys, clothing, home goods, almost everything. The company that started as an online bookstore slowly became the everything store. But the biggest move was still coming. Because Bezos knew one thing was stopping people from buying more online. People hated waiting. They hated paying extra. They hated feeling like online shopping was slower than just going to the store. So Amazon created Prime. At first, Prime sounded ridiculous. Pay one yearly fee and get fast shipping on tons of items. Many people thought Amazon would lose money. And in the beginning, it probably looked that way. But Bezos was playing a deeper game. Prime did not just make shipping faster, it changed customer behavior. Once people paid for Prime, they wanted to use it. And once they used it, they bought more, and more, and more. Amazon became the first place people checked before buying anything. Need batteries? Amazon. Need a phone charger? Amazon. Need a book? Amazon. Need something weird at 2 a.m. that you absolutely do not need? Amazon. Prime turned Amazon from a store into a habit, and habits are worth billions. But Bezos did not stop there, because while everyone saw Amazon as a shopping company, Bezos saw something else. Behind the website, Amazon had built massive computer systems, servers, storage, data tools, infrastructure. And then Amazon made a genius move. It started renting that technology to other companies. This became Amazon Web Services, AWS, and this changed everything. Because AWS was not about selling books or toothpaste. It was about powering the internet itself. Companies needed cloud storage, websites needed servers, apps needed computing power. Instead of building all of that themselves, they could rent it from Amazon. Suddenly, Amazon was making money from businesses all over the world. Startups, big companies, streaming platforms, apps, websites, all using Amazon's cloud. AWS became one of Amazon's most powerful money machines. And this is where Bezos' fortune exploded. Because Bezos owned a huge amount of Amazon stock. As Amazon grew, his net worth grew with it. He did not become a billionaire from a salary. He became a billionaire because he built a company that became more and more valuable. Every new customer, every warehouse, every Prime member, every AWS client, every new product pushed Amazon higher. And Bezos kept thinking bigger. He invested in artificial intelligence, smart speakers, streaming, grocery stores, robotics, delivery networks. He bought Whole Foods. He launched Alexa. He expanded Amazon Studios. He built a logistics machine so powerful it could compete with shipping companies. And then he went even bigger. Space. In 2000, Bezos founded Blue Origin, a rocket company. Not because it would make quick money, but because Bezos believed the future of humanity would eventually move beyond Earth. Most people build a company and then relax. Bezos built one empire, then started building rockets. That tells you how his mind works. He was never chasing a normal rich life. He was chasing control over the future. Shopping, cloud computing, entertainment, artificial intelligence, groceries, delivery, space. That is not random. That is strategy. But Bezos' rise was not clean. Amazon has been criticized for brutal warehouse conditions, pressure on small businesses, massive power over online shopping, and the way it changed the retail world forever. Because when Amazon grew, a lot of stores struggled. Malls got emptier. Small shops had to compete with impossible speed and prices. Workers said the company pushed too hard. Critics said Amazon became too powerful. And that is the complicated part of the Bezos story. He built something millions of people use every day. But he also built something so big that it changed how the entire world buys things. Amazon made life easier for customers, but it made business harder for almost everyone else. And that is why Bezos is not just a billionaire story. He is a power story. A man who saw the internet early, bet everything, survived the crash, ignored the doubters, and turned a garage bookstore into one of the most powerful companies on earth. But the craziest part is this. Jeff Bezos did not become rich because he invented shopping. He became rich because he understood convenience before everyone else. He understood that people do not just want products, they want speed, trust, low prices, easy returns, one-click buying, packages at their door. He made buying something feel effortless. And when you make life easier for hundreds of millions of people, you do not just build a company. You build a machine that prints attention, data, power, and money. By the time Bezos stepped down as Amazon CEO in 2021, he had already changed the world. He was no longer just the founder of Amazon. He was one of the richest people in modern history. But the wildest thing about his story is that it started with a simple question. What product should I sell online first? Not, how do I become the richest man alive? Not, how do I build a trillion-dollar company? Just one small question. And that is how empires are built. Not all at once, but one risky decision at a time. One idea, one website, one customer, one box, one warehouse, one Prime membership, one cloud server, until suddenly, the little bookstore in the garage becomes the company the whole world cannot escape. Jeff Bezos did not just sell books. He sold the future, and the world bought it.